Shrouded Fable is now out and people are opening up the set everywhere. However, ETBs are still delayed over in the US. We've been opening up some Shrouded Fable already, and so far, I'm enjoying the set. I still don't think it's going to be a very good set. I don't think it's going to be, a very popular set moving forward, but it has some nice cards in it. I don't know the pull rate there as of yet for Shrouded Fable, but today we're looking at the top 10 most expensive cards from the set on release weekend, or just after release weekend. I'm filming this on the Monday after the release weekend. It's going to be interesting to see what the top 10 most expensive cards are. Of course, take all of these with a big old pinch of salt, mainly because I think a lot of them will be influenced by availability of Shrouded Fable, especially over in the US. We are going to be looking at TCG Player, so, be careful, a lot of these prices. And also, it's a new set release, right? The prices go up and down all over the show. Normally, they go down, but we've had some other sets before that have had cards that went up, of course, like, Greninja from Twilight Masquerade. But it's going to be interesting. We're going to be jumping in. I don't know what's even going to be in the top 10 because I don't really know, one, all of the cards in the set, and two, I don't know what prices we're going to be seeing. I don't know if we're going to be seeing something high, something low. Who knows? I have a guess what's the number one going to be, like what card, but not the value, right? So, right, let's jump in and let's see what the top 10 most expensive cards from Shrouded Fable are after the release weekend. All right, starting things off, we have Power Glass. So we have one of the gold cards, Hyper Rares, coming in from the set. Starting things off at $21. So we're starting the top 10 at $21. That's actually not bad. Like, being $21, that's pretty decent. I do expect a lot of these to drop. Of course, we don't have the pull rate data as of yet, but it'll be interesting to see what the pull rate data of this set's going to be like. We've opened up a small amount of Shrouded Fable, not a huge amount, so I can't sit here and be like, yeah, we've opened up hundreds of packs or whatever, and this is what's happened. We haven't opened up much. I have pulled this card, though, which is pretty cool. All right, here's a nice little gold card. But yeah, $21 for this one. Not bad. We do see a lot of the gold cards in Scarlet and Violet actually be worth more than a lot of the gold cards in Sword and Shield. Maybe because they're harder to pull. Probably the reason. And of course, playability. Like, there's going to be cards that are solid ones, where we saw with the Buddy Puffin and things like that. So, this could be a playable card. I'm not too sure. That might hold its value. If not, I expect it to drop. In number 9, we have the Dusk Noir. This is actually part of a 3 Pokemon cycle, the evolution cycle of Duskull, Dusclops, and Dusk Noir. Personally, I actually prefer the Duskull is my favorite, but this one is pretty cool as well. Coming in at $23. It is an illustration rare, so it's not a special illustration rare. This set actually has, I think it's like 4 or 5 SIRs, but quite a lot of illustrations. And we've seen it already with Scarlet and Violet era sets. Illustrations are doing incredibly well, right? They're holding good value. Pokemon 151 is an example of the power of illustration rares and good illustration rares, because a lot of them have hold high values and continue to hold high values, especially when it comes to a holiday set, right? Don't forget, this is not a main set. So I do expect that as well. But again, this may go up because I think a lot of people kind of like these. I mean, when we opened up Night Wanderer, where the Japanese say where these came from, people really liked this cycle. So we could be seeing potential growth when it comes to cards like the Dusk Noir. Moving on, we got the Houndoom, one of my favorite cards from the set actually. Illustration rare coming in at $24. This one's actually, I'd say, gone up. From the pre-order prices, it's gone up actually quite a bit. It's 300%, which is pretty crazy. I think this one will do well. I've heard a lot of positive things about this card. Like, a lot of people really like the artwork. I do as well. One of my favorite cards from the Sword and Shield era was the Gold Houndoom from Battle Stars. It's one of the reasons why I actually went and got Battle Stars, apart from the T-Tar, Houndoom as well, because it's such a beautiful card. This is awesome. Good little doggo coming in. Yeah, this could be, one of these illustration rares that does hold its value in this set, just because a lot of people just like the artwork and just like the card in general. In at number 7, we have our first special illustration rare, which is the Munkidori EX. I'm not a huge fan of this style of artwork. It's kind of like this, I've described it like it's like a portrait style artwork. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. $35 though, coming in as a special illustration rare. That's not bad. We've seen a lot of special illustration rares be less than this, especially in the earlier Scarlet and Violet era sets. But of recent Scarlet and Violet era sets, a lot of the SIRs are holding better value because they're harder to pull. So depending on the pull rate of getting these SIRs, there's not that many in this set though. Like I said, it's about 4 or 5. Depends on what these pull rates are. If we're looking at Twilight Masquerade level, then a lot of them will hold good value. But if we're looking at, you know, Obsidian Flames level, they're not, right? So it really does depend. But I think that this one will probably go down in value, but it'll be interesting to see. Then number 6, we've got another special illustration rare coming in. We've got the Pecharunt EX. I hope I said that right. Coming in at $35. Really, I like the colors. One thing I will say from this set is the color palette is really good. Like, from the sealed product to the artwork of this set, I really, really rate the colors. And I really, really rate the colors and the feel and the theme of this, which I do rate. I have to give it some props there. This one's coming in at $35. We got just a little bit more than the Munkidori. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of this card or this Pokemon. It doesn't really interest me that much. It's going to be, again, interesting depending on pull rates where this will stay. But I don't think it's going to be a top contender. Speaking of top contenders, I think this one will be. We have the Persian illustration rare coming in at number 5. $38. I've heard so much stuff about this card, like from people, like, you know, not only just in the streams, but just in comments and everything. It was like, Jace, Persian's insane. It's such a good card. And I agree. The artwork is very, very good. I mean, it gives me that Giovanni's Charisma vibes from 151. You know, it's this nostalgia, isn't it? On top of good artwork. I expect this card to be on that same level as like the Ghastly we've seen or the Eevee from Twilight Masquerade. It's going to be a good one. It really is moving forward. I'm excited to see where this one will land, you know, down the line, depending on how easy it is to pull from this set. But I do think this is going to be a good, solid illustration rare from this set. Then we got another SIR. We got the Okidogi, you know, the cat, dog, bear Pokemon coming in. Again, in this portrait style. Coming in at around $50 is from the latest sale prices. Is pretty much all we can see there. So yeah, you're looking at something pretty good, like $40 to $50. So I'll say let's me in the middle and say let's 45, something like that. So yeah, this one's not too bad. This one's not too bad. I mean, I prefer this one than the last one we just saw, the other illustration rare, and the Munkidori. I think this one is better. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I think it'll depend on pull rates. Will be, you know, top 3, top 5 card of the set, but I don't see it really being, you know, definitely not the top one. In number 3, we have the Earthen Vessel, another gold card in this top 10, and at number 3 as well, coming in at $50. Now, I do know this is a highly playable card, and that is the reason why it's holding such good value. This is an interesting one, because if you pull it, you might be like, you know what, I might just sell it, just because, you know, it is such a playable card. Just like the Buddy Poffin and other, you know, gold trainer cards we've seen in the past, like Ultra Ball and stuff like that, hold good value, you know, and they've done very, very well. And especially if they continue to see play, then they will hold value. And on top of that, gold cards are really tough to find. Like, their pull rates are just difficult anyway within Scarlet and Violet. So that's something to take into consideration. But yeah, this one in number 3 is actually quite impressive. Where would it go from here though? I kind of feel like it will drop, but I kind of feel like it still just hold its value. I mean, even like the common / uncommon version, like reverses and non-foil versions of this, is still like a valuable card, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, this one will definitely hold value. All right, missing out on the top spot, we got the bird coming in. We got the Fezandipiti. I hope I said that right. This is just crazy stuff. This is actually one of my favorite Pokemon from this set. This artwork, it's my favorite out of the portraits, but it's still not my favorite. I actually prefer the normal illustration rare from this set, but this is $70. That's not bad. Like, in all honesty, that's actually a pretty good valuable card, you know, sitting at $70. Will it fall? Again, all depends on pull rates. We've seen a lot of cards hold good value. It's a holiday set, right? Normally holiday sets have easier pull rates than main sets. We've seen that before. But then looking at something like Palais and Fates, Charizard is pretty tough, right? And that set does have some good cards that hold good value. I don't know where this bird will lie. I think it will stay at quite comfortably at number 2, but I think it would potentially drop. Especially when those ETBs hit. I think, you know, people will be cracking them open like crazy in 3 weeks' time. But then saying that, it is coming out pretty close to Stellar Crown, so we have to be careful. But yeah, I mean, over here in the UK, we've been opening up ETBs left, right, and center. And so far, the pull rates seem to be pretty decent. So yeah, be interesting to see. And then coming in at number 1, we do have a full art trainer, which I'm not exactly happy with. It is the Cassiopeia, coming in at $126. It's actually fallen, apparently, since its pre-order price at $200. It has fallen already by 30-something percent, 35%. You know me, I've been saying it before, I'm not a huge fan of full art trainers being the top card in the set. I kind of feel like it's boring, it's not exciting. You know, I kind of feel like Pokemon should be up there. This is cool artwork nonetheless, but it will hold. I kind of feel like this card will hold its value and will hold its top spot. Probably around $100 is where I think this card will probably sit, anywhere between 80 to 100 once, you know, the set's fully released. You know, we've got the ETBs coming, and then booster bundles are coming out in September. So a lot of products will be here in the shelf. So I expect a lot of these card prices to continue to fall. Even if the pull rates are tough, they will continue to fall. This is no Greninja, right? This is just a full art trainer. You may see some of the Pokemon overtake this. I kind of hope so. I hope the bird overtakes this. But we might see some Pokemon overtake this card in the future. We might get like a, you know, Paldea Evolve situation. You know, Iono was top. It falls out of favor. Magikarp takes its place. But to me, there isn't any Pokemon in this set that could really drive it. Maybe the Persian, but there isn't really anything I can think of that would potentially take that top spot. But we'll have to wait and see. There you have it, guys. Those are the top 10 most expensive cards at the moment for Shrouded Fable. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this set is good or bad, you know, and the prices? Do we think that we could be seeing a Pokemon take the top spot? I hope so. I think the Persian's going to be a solid card to look out for in the future, just because of like the response we've got from it, you know, from a lot of people loving the artwork, and the fact is that it's just a Gen 1 nostalgia that a lot of people do like. But then the special illustration in this set do feel a little bit lackluster. They do. I mean, the colours in this set look incredible. Some of the artwork we've seen in this set, in my opinion, does look pretty good, especially when it comes to the illustration rares. I think they've smashed it out of the park regarding illustration, but not so much the special illustration rares. So again, that's kind of a weird one. And I do think a lot of these prices are going to be affected by the lack of product. With the ETBs not being released yet, especially in the US, that will have an impact, obviously, on the US market of these cards. And then you got the booster bundles. The booster bundles are going to end up being released like a week or 2 weeks after these delayed ETBs, which will then cause the prices to continue to drop. So it's going to be really interesting. I do think this is going to be one of the weaker sets of the Scarlet and Violet era in terms of card values and in terms of, you know, sealed product if you want looking to invest in this. I'm not saying this is really bad, you know, as long as it's like a Pokemon Go level, but this is probably the weakest holiday set of the Scarlet and Violet era. I mean, you've got to compare against Paldea and Fates and 151. You know, this doesn't stand up to 151, and Paldea and Fates is way better than this set. It just is. So it's going to be interesting to see how things go in the future. I could be completely wrong, and you watch all these cards shoot up massively in price, and these ETBs go up in value like crazy. But I just kind of get the feeling that it's not. But we have to see. It's too early to tell. If it's fun in the video and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button and make sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content. Like I say, guys, drop a comment on your thoughts on Shrouded Fable. Have you opened up the set? Are you looking to open up this set? And what is your chase card? For me, if I had to pick a chase card from this set, I'm going to have to go with probably the Cresselia illustration rare. We didn't show it in this video because it was in the top 10 most expensive, but probably the Cresselia illustration rare, or maybe the Houndoom. The Houndoom is looking pretty sweet. That is it from me, guys, in today's video. If you want to watch more Pokemon content, make sure to click the video on the screen, and of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button. As always, you guys are the legends. I'll see you in the next one.